Hi guys, welcome to another video. So today we'll be talking about the evolution of AirPods and following how they went from the first generation of AirPods to the third generation, and we'll also be touching on the AirPods Pro and AirPods Max a bit. So come along with us on this journey. So at the beginning, in theory, the AirPods were simply AirPods without wires. Then along the way, they became so much more than that. So let's have a bit of a history class, just bear with me. So AirPods went on sale in December 2016, but the first mention of them is 5 years earlier in 2011. On March 29, 2011, George S. Fino filed for a patent for AirPods-like headphones that could work with or without wires. The patent wasn't published until October 3, 2012. At the early stages, the focus seemed clearly on creating a listening device that doesn't get interrupted by problems with the connection. They weren't aiming at making a wireless-only solution. I don't know whether that 2011 or 2012 patent means that Apple has been working on the AirPods for all those years till it officially launched it in 2016. However, the company certainly invested in both music and headphone technology, especially in 2014 when it bought Beats. Okay, so let's talk about the first generation of AirPods. Now, Apple announced the first generation of AirPods on September 7, 2016 at a special Apple event alongside the iPhone 7 and Apple Watch Series 2. The first generation of AirPods contained a proprietary Apple W1 SoC processor, which helps optimize battery use as well as Bluetooth 4.2 connection. So this first generation AirPods could also function as a standard Bluetooth headphone when connected to any device that supports Bluetooth 4.0 or higher, including Windows laptops and Android phones. There are two microphones inside each AirPod, one facing outward at ear level and another at the bottom of the stem. The first gen AirPods were capable of holding a charge of around 5 hours. Charging them for 15 minutes in this case gives 3 hours of listening time. The charging case also provides 24 hours of total usage time. Production of this first gen AirPods was discontinued on March 20th, 2019 after the second generation was released. Now moving on to the second generation of AirPods. So nearly 3 years after the original AirPods hit the market, Apple announced the second generation AirPods on March 20th, 2019. They were the same design as the first generation but have updated features, which includes an H1 processor which supports hands-free Hey Siri and Bluetooth 5 connectivity. Now, Apple claimed 50% more talk time and faster device connection time. So the second generation AirPods can be purchased with the same charging cases as the first gen or for an additional price bundled with the wireless charging cases which they were released with. Now, these wireless charging cases can be used with key chargers and are also compatible with the first generation AirPods. So the second generation AirPods remained on the market with a price cut following the release of the third generation AirPods in October 2021. Okay, but they are now only available with the Lightning charge case. Now moving to the third generation of the AirPods. Apple announced the release of the third generation AirPods on October 18th, 2021. And there were slight changes to the design of the third generation AirPods whereby the stems were shorter than on the first and second generation. And the third generation AirPods looked a bit more like the AirPods Pro and have similar Force Touch controls. So this generation of AirPods includes support for spatial audio and Dolby Atmos. They also have IPX4 water resistance, skin detection, and a case supporting MagSafe charging. Apple claimed increased battery life in the third gen AirPods, with the AirPods lasting up to 6 hours and the charging case providing up to 30 hours. So the third generation AirPods were released on October 26, 2021. In September 2022, Apple released another variant with a charging case lacking key and MagSafe charging compatibility. In September 2022, Apple released another variant with the charging case lacking key and MagSafe charging compatibility. So the AirPods line have always been known to have amazing sound, super simple setup and use. AirPods are compatible with any device that supports Bluetooth 4.0 or higher, including Android and Windows devices. Although certain features such as automatic switching between devices are only available on Apple devices with iCloud. So already of note is the AirPods Pro, which was first released in October 2019. It had a new design, new features, and new price tag from the AirPods. So the first generation AirPods Pro used the H1 chip found in second generation AirPods, but add active noise cancellation, transparency mode, automated frequency profile settings, IPX4 water resistance, a charging case with wireless charging, and interchangeable silicone tips. So the second generation AirPods Pro were announced in September 2022 and featured the H2 chip, Bluetooth 5.3 connectivity, improved sound quality and noise cancellation, longer battery life, volume adjusting gestures, Find My tracking, Apple Watch charger compatibility, and extra small sized ear tips. So the first generation AirPods Pro battery life is rated to be equal to the second generation AirPods at 5 hours, but noise cancellation and transparency mode reduce it to 4.5 hours. The charging case advertises the same 24 hours total listening time as the standard AirPods. The second generation of the AirPods Pro boasts a little bit more better battery life than the first generation. So this video will definitely not be complete if we don't mention the AirPods Max. So if you live in the Apple ecosystem and you already love your AirPods, then the AirPods Max is basically the same, just in overhead form. So the AirPods Max are wireless Bluetooth over-ear headphones designed by Apple and released on December 15, 2020. They are Apple's highest end option in the AirPods lineup. So the AirPods Max is a great pair of headphones with the best in-class active noise cancelling and a good sound signature. They have an H1 chip in each ear, which is also found in the second generation of Apple AirPods and AirPods Pro. So the AirPods Max, like I mentioned, has top-notch noise cancellation and a transparency mode to let you hear what's going on around you. So the AirPods Max doesn't have a 3.5mm headphone jack. So if you want to use it with anything other than a Bluetooth-enabled device, you are out of luck. However, you can pay a bit extra for a Lightning to 3.5mm audio cable from Apple. And if your chosen device doesn't have a headphone jack like Apple's own iPhones, you will probably have to pay a bit more extra again to get a dongle. That said, as long as you remain in Bluetooth land, you shouldn't have any problems. So there are tiny sensors on the inside of the ear cups which enable auto pause whenever you take off your headphones, and all you have to do is put them back on and your music will start playing again. So Apple claims 20 hours of battery life with 5 minutes of charging, delivering 1.5 hours of listening time. AirPods Max are charged via the Lightning port. It is also available in 5 colors: the space gray, silver, sky blue, green, and pink. And that's it about the AirPods. Now, over the years, there has been great improvement in quality of sound in Apple's AirPod lineup, from the first generation of AirPods down to the more recent AirPods Max. We're looking forward to how far Apple will push with the AirPods, because they're clearly investing a lot in that sound lineup. Let us know what your experience has been with any of these AirPods in the comments down below. We'll be watching out for your comments, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so yet. Like this video as well, share with as many people as you would like, and follow us on all our social media platforms at sourcemygadgets.com. You can also shop for all the AirPods that are still available in the market via our e-commerce website at sourcemygadgets.com.